going to start out with Bella here. Now she just came out of her kennel. She did her bathroom thing. Sit. Sit. Good. We've been working on her sits. We're going to work on her remote sits. Now I'm going to do this all without the lead to start out, because we are going to start to think about, and we're early yet, of getting her off lead. I think you're going to notice a difference in her focus and attention when she's got the lead on and when she has the lead off. She feels that little bit of freedom. And that little bit of freedom can get slippery for a little puppy. Sit. Now watch the difference when I put this on. Now again, I like to work on this as a drill. Get her both looking at me, get her right in front, that's where the delivery is going to be for the retrieve, and then getting this slipped on without fuss. Getting it slipped off without fuss. Good. But watch the little security blanket that happens when this thing comes on. She knows it's there. I lay it out. And her tendency to get scooty with her butt, to move her feet around a little bit more, is almost taken away. Now that lead isn't stopping her from doing anything. It's just the feel of it. That's where the transition is going to come. So you just saw her struggle with it to do it without the lead. We're going to get there. But as I do this, part of the reason I use the adjustable leader is I can break it apart now. I can take this off. Now she still feels the weight of that collar. But as you start taking some of those layers off, you can see the little bit of freedom that she feels. Good. Good girl. Now we're just going to try to heel her off of this like we have lots and lots of times with the lead. Bella, heel. Sit. Good. Bella, heel. Sit. Good. Now that's one of the ways we're going to get off lead. Bella, heel. So that's the reason. Now nothing is different between her when I had the lead off and on right now. I haven't put any pressure on it. What maybe is actually, she might feel a little bit less weight because I'm holding some of that weight up right here as opposed to it dragging on the ground. But I have the ability to kind of give her a little check there when her nose goes down. Come on, come on. Now she responded to that little bump with a sit, kind of a I quit. Nope, I'm not going to let you quit when you want to. Just because you got a little bit of pressure on you doesn't mean you quit. We're going to make our turn. Sit. So today we're doing a little bit more of the remote sit stuff. She's got a big tendency to want to carry stuff in her mouth. Not going to make a big deal out of it as long as it's not getting in the way of our success. Here, you get the sticking point, get through there. Very good. Good. Today I come back up into her. Good. Bella, heel. And heel her off. Come on, come on. Good. Sit. Oh, take yourself for a walk, huh? Very good. Heel. Heel. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Make a little turn. Sit. Good. Good. Thank you. Thank you. So we can go from on lead to off, starting to get off lead with a little transition. Heel. Sit. But you'll notice that even with this little puppy, that tail on that collar isn't so long, and I can adjust it with that to get to the right size. So she gets to nippy, 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 and we're going to correct with enough firmness to get a change in behavior. And then when she does it right, tell her she's good. Good girl. But you'll notice that even with her as a little puppy, that tail isn't so long that it's dragging on the ground. Bella, heel. So that's a tool. This is part of the reason why we use this. It's just a transitional tool. No. So I'm going to get firm when I need to. Bella, heel. She's real mouthy today. Good. Bella, heel. Good. Bella, heel. Now I'm going to turn into her. Good girl. Good girl. Nice little decision. Heel. Good girl. Good girl. Very nice. Good girl. Heel. Good girl. Nope. Sit. No. 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 Let's help her out. She's just getting a little distracted. She's losing her focus. Come on. Come on. Not going to let her lay down. She comes up real fired up like that. I see a lot of pups get excited like that and kind of go, oh, kind of a little battle right now. She's sensing a little bit of a sit. So she's sensing a little bit of a, this is a moment of test. She's going, I'm going to do it a little bit. He obviously doesn't want me doing something, and I'm going to continue to do it. Not out of spite. She just doesn't realize what it is I don't want her to do. I'm going to make it real clear. I'm going to be firm enough for her to understand, but I got to be fair about it too. I got to realize, you know what? She's going to have to learn that it's not right. And instead of getting into this ramping up where she kind of was getting excited and a little feisty there, I think real easily she could have went over the top if I'd allowed it to happen. But instead I'm going to firm up, change the behavior, and then settle. Now she says, well, no, come on. Sit. And now I'm going to regroup her. But this is just an example of, she's less than 5 months old. And she's a puppy. So little tests like that will happen. But what I need to do, I had someone message me on Instagram about how sweet and calm she always seems. And I said, yeah, she is really sweet. And the calm part is a cultural thing. I had her at the vet yesterday. The vet said, she's just so calm. She's so easygoing. It's because that's her life. Like we don't let her do anything different. I think they were weirded out because they thought she was afraid of them because she didn't come running up to them and lick them and jump on them, and they thought she just sat there. And they got down on their knees and she just sat there and she didn't come rushing into their laps. And I think they expected that and they thought she was afraid. I said, she's not afraid. She knows it's not acceptable. And so as soon as they called her to him, they gave her a little treat, and right away the first thing they wanted to do was give her treats. And she was a little confused at that because she goes, I don't get treats for stuff. I just behave. That's what I'm supposed to do. It's not bribery. Bella, Bella, heel. And her tail wags just as much for me as anyone else's dogs do for them. They're happy doing that. Good. sit. Let's take this off. Good. We'll put it back on. Good. Again, just getting in the habit of look me in the eye. That's a good spot right there. And we'll put that on. And when we take that back off, look me in the eye. Good girl. And there's a sense of freedom right now. She's going, I don't think he's got anything on me. And I don't. And we do this in the house a lot. We don't do it outside a lot. We're going to start doing it outside because I think she's ready for it. Very good. But you're going to notice how close I am. Until I develop the confidence. When I develop the confidence, I'll start extending the distance. Good. Good. Just relatively soft noises, distractions. Don't mess with the leaf. Good. Good dog. Very nice. Very nice. About all we need to do here. Good dog. Very nice. We'll bring her in. We're going to feed her. I'm going to show you the progress we've made. Yesterday, she lined real well. Ben filmed it. In the evening, I fed her in her kennel. Didn't do the lining again. I thought, you know what? Well, let's alternate it. I'm going to feed her right in the kennel, right in the crate. I want her getting excited about going into that kennel and crate. I've not given her a kennel command. She goes into it pretty easily anyway. But I'm going to start getting her to go into it on command. She doesn't shy away from it or try to hide when it's time to kennel. We haven't used it as punishment, but I am going to start to get her to kind of want to go in there a little bit. Might take a little bit of kibble, throw it in there, let her go in there, get it, turn around, I'll give her another piece. We'll do that for a couple days and she'll realize, hurry up and get in that kennel when he says it. There might be a reward. The reward will start out kibble, then it'll go to praise. The problem I'm having with her is kibble isn't that, she doesn't get that excited about it. The food part for her is nowhere near as rewarding as some. Arrow, the puppy that we had last month, and we did a lot of videos on her. There's a playlist, right, Ben, of Arrow videos on our YouTube. Those showed how she hated the kennel, absolutely despised the kennel when she came here. And it was one of the things that her owners asked us, can we work on that? And we got her by the end kenneling up voluntarily. We used kibble to start out. She was pretty food driven. We used kibble to start out, and then eventually we phased that out within a couple days, and we went to praise. And she was happy to do it because she knew that was the right thing to do. Again, cultural. They want to make us happy. We just have to figure out how to have them understand what it is we want them to do. Heel. So we don't end the session just because we're done with the session. We just heel her in under control, and it's just an extension. Okay, we're gonna feed her. We just had a really nice, come here. We just had a really nice little session of heel work. Sit. Some steadiness, some remote sitting. We actually took her off lead a little bit, or started to transition her using the collar on the adjustable leader. So we put her on a little remote sit, an extension of what we just worked on in the driveway. We've done it in the house now several times without the collar or the leash. We did it today outside. For the first time, she struggled with it. We kind of put the safety blankets back on, the security blankets back on, and she got real good with it. So this thing does help her feel safe, I think. Shh. Again, big dogs haven't eaten yet, so little girl's getting a little bit of preferential treatment here. Now I am going to send her with it because I wanted to get her used to it wearing the collar, having the collar hang down. One thing we ran into in the driveway was she liked to pick it up. She wanted to pick it up and hold it. So I'm going to allow for this to be an opportunity for her to focus without doing that, without messing with it. This is a chance for me to hold onto this ring, line her out, and just let it go. But I've got control if I need to. Bella. So it's a quick little release. I didn't ask her to sit. I actually had her moving around a little bit. We're gonna, yesterday, we were steadying her up a bit without the collar, putting the collar on, changed it a little bit. So now we're gonna work to get back to a little bit of steadiness for food. Sit. I want to get that line just a little better. I want a little bit more focus and control out of it. Sit. Watch. Watch. Not just going to send her until she really looks. Watch. Bella. 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 Here's she's back to. I'm a statue. So let's move her again. Come on. Watch. As soon as I pause her and she sits down, she sticks. So I want her to look in the direction. That's why I'm giving her that little watch cue. As soon as she looks and she's watching, I'll send her. Come on. Watch. But see how she's throwing her head and she's just not, I'm not going to send that because there's really no focus. Watch. Come here. Come here. So putting the collar on has made a little bit of an issue. I'm going to show you why I say that. And I want the collar to become not an issue when it's on, because eventually with retrieving it's going to become a valuable tool. Come here. Come here. Sit. This routine she's sit. Come here. This routine she's got down pretty good. Sit. So we're just backing up a step from where we're at right now and going back to what she's done pretty well for us here. Watch. Nope. Watch. Watch. Bella. She does pretty well. Good girl. So as soon as, when I say watch and she does look and makes a little eye contact and focuses to the target, that's when she gets the reward. So let's try that exact same way with this on. Watch. Watch. Bella. Good girl. Did you see how she looked away, looked away, looked away, didn't get sent until she really looked, and then we sent her. So I'm gonna go one more time like that. Just exactly the way we did it before without the collar is all I'm doing. I've got a hold underneath her hind flank here. Watch. Watch. Bella. Good girl. And this time we'll let her clean it up. So all we're doing is adding little layers to it. And the timing is perfect because she's teething. So we're not doing any retrieving. So we can get all this stuff done and get things lined up so when we do start retrieving. Now retrieving will be a lot easier for her to focus on, especially when we start out, if we're throwing a little mark for her, because pitching something down will get her focus. We'll tell her to watch and then we'll send her. It's with memory. This is really going to help us with memories. So when we walk down and we drop the dummy, we tell her no and we bring her back, and then we turn her around and send her. That's where this is the value of this is going to come in. Way more than with the marks, but we don't do a lot of marking. I don't throw a lot of dummies for dogs early on. I will very early on just to get them out and back, out and back, out and back. But once they have the idea of go get something and bring it back, I get away from throwing stuff all the time because it's not, a lot of times for me, especially if it's a shed dog, it's not going to come from me. It's going to come from somewhere out there. I also think it creates a patient, steady dog. It allows us to add distance. There's lots of reasons why we do it, but that's what we'll be going to. But she's teething right now. So the other thing that we're going to do now that she's teething is we're going to start doing some scenting work for tracking, and I got to get that. I need a guy to help me with that, so I need to schedule that out, but we'll be doing that here real quickly too. So that's it for today.
Drive home, and I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned